You are with Cape Talk.
Views and News with Clarence Ford.
It is 11:40. Welcome, Dr. Johan Oosterhuis. We are going to be talking about the Cushing's disease crisis in South Africa. It refers to a significant shortage of trilostane. It's a critical medication used to treat Cushing's disease, specifically in pets. Why the shortage, Dr. Oosterhuis?
Yes, good morning, Clarence. The shortage arose because there was a stop placed by SAPRA on the importation of trilostane in 2023. It is a drug that is the only treatment and the only effective treatment for Cushing's disease, and we've been using it in South Africa for more than 7 years. But because of misunderstanding, SAPRA embargoed the shipment of trilostane in 2023. Fortunately, we've managed to avert the crisis because the Minister of Health has now intervened and resolved the matter for us.
Okay, so the crisis began when the South African Health Products Authority, SAPRA, they raised regulatory concerns. They blocked the new batches of trilostane. And this drug has been used safely for over a decade in vet medicine. Essentially, a unilateral action, it sounds like, Dr. Oosterhuis.
Yeah, I think it's more a misunderstanding. You know, the trilostane chemical was never called up to be registered as a drug. It's actually a form of therapy that is exclusively used for treating the condition of trilostane. And what it does is it suppresses the adrenal gland, which is hyperactive in these animals that's got Cushing's disease. So, in essence, it was never declared a medicine, and there was a misinterpretation in 2023 where SAPRA decided that it should be under their regulatory control as a medicine, but that matter has now been resolved.
You disagree then, Dr. Johan Oosterhuis? You're a veterinarian. You're also the CEO of VTech. You are the importer of trilostane. You disagree that it should not be called a medicine?
We disagreed from the start. We also approached the Minister of Health. He appointed an expert committee consisting of pharmacists and legal advisors. And the matter was heard earlier this year, and they resolved to decide as well that it is in actual fact not classified as a medicine.
And a lot of stress has been suffered, I have no doubt. Just looking at the symptoms without medication, the symptoms worsen. What are the symptoms for people with pets that have Cushing's disease?
Yeah, there's about 3,000 dogs that suffers from this condition, and essentially, as I mentioned earlier, it's a hyperactive adrenal gland. So, because of the high levels of cortisone in the bodies of these animals, they start off by just showing symptoms of drinking more water and increasing their appetite, but they end up at later stages of the disease losing hair and having extended abdomens. So it also leads to a much shortening of their lifespan.
I'm just thinking, I would want, personally, the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority to be very pedantic, very circumspect in terms of the drugs that they approve for use in this particular country. But I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I think under normal circumstances, I would say, yeah, well done. Something went horribly wrong. You say it was confusion.
Well, we must understand that in veterinary and in the treatment of animal diseases, we face a very wide species of animal. It's not like in the case of humans where there's only one species. So veterinarians are daily faced with treating from dogs and cats right through to lizards, wild animals, fish, etc. And under these circumstances, there is certain chemicals that's available to treat these animals that's not used in human medicine, and it's not used in humans at all. And under those circumstances, the expertise is needed of veterinarians to advise authorities like SAPRA on these applications and how it can be controlled. Remember, all of these medications are fully under the control of the veterinarians. They are prescribed by veterinarians, and patients are diagnosed by these veterinarians. So it's not like these chemicals are freely available at all. And I agree with you that medicine should be controlled and the public should be protected against potential abuse. But under these extraordinary circumstances, we feel that there is sufficient control.
Why do I get the sense that there's been a lot of heartache while this dispute was playing out?
Absolutely. You know, it was stressful times for pet owners that have animals suffering from this disease. Unfortunately, the story doesn't end here because there's other conditions that we have similar disputes on with SAHPRA at the moment. And hopefully we now, with the help of the minister, can resolve these in a more expedient time frame.
I'm familiar with Cushing's because my dog has Addison's disease, and there were issues related to medication that was not being imported any longer as well. Is it a similar kind of story or not?
Yeah, it is. We have certain conditions like infectious peritonitis in cats, where there's a medication that is, again, not contained in any registered medicine in South Africa. But it's very effectively used in the rest of the world to treat this particular peritonitis condition. And we've now also been informed that we will not be able to access this substance anymore to make it available for cats. So hopefully we'll be able to get this resolved much quicker.
But, well, the appeal route via the minister has worked once before. You think you're going to be knocking on that door often?
I hope not. I hope we have opened the channel so that we could resolve it in another way, because it's a lengthy process. You know, it took us 2 years to get to this point on the trilostane.
Yeah. Just Cushing's is also a disease found in human beings. Just tell us what's the difference between the one found in animals and the one found in humans.
I'm not in a position to talk about the condition in humans, unfortunately. I'm a veterinarian by qualification, so okay. I would assume that would be similar mechanism.
Okay, well then let's wrap it up there. We appreciate your time and your insights. Dr. Johan Ooster is a veterinarian and CEO of VTech. It's a significant development. The Ministerial Appeal Committee intervened and ruled in favor of VTech, the company represented by Dr. Johan Oosterhuizen. The decision prioritized the well-being of the animals and allowed the company to continue compounding and selling trilostane. And the ruling effectively ended the crisis, ensuring that vets can once again confidently prescribe this life-saving medication and pet owners can get the treatment their animal needs. But can you imagine the kind of heartache that pet owners faced in the 2 years that it took for resolution to this particular crisis? Well, if you have a pet, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's a personal interest in that one.